I've done it again. I've ordered more plants. I do not need any more, but it's winter. I'm feeling the kind of loss of coming out here and looking at my plants because it's too cold. It's all right today. We've got the sunshine. Actually, it's 18 degrees in here today. It's the 14th of January and it's been freezing overnight. It's been 0 and horrible weather. However, I've got some new plants and I want to share them with you. So there are only 6. I just thought I'd do a small plant haul, and for the first time in a really long time, I think probably in about 2 years, I've ordered these from the UK. Normally I just import plants. It's very rare that I'd buy them from the UK, not for any particular reason. I'll probably go into that and talk to you about that at the end. But anyway, let's get into it. You want to see the plants, so let me show you. So when I mentioned that I don't need any more succulents, is because obviously I've got a fair few in here. These are my gorgeous succulents glowing in the winter sunshine, lots and lots. Yeah, so that's my collection. But if you would have seen recently, I've uploaded a haul of these new ones which have just arrived within the last month or so. So they're just all rooting there. I'm just keeping them on this tray, and then when they get some roots I'm going to pot them up. I potted one up yesterday, which was this absolutely gorgeous one, which I believe is just glowing. I literally walk into the greenhouse and I'm like, that's the first one you see, this one glowing. Look at the pink, absolutely beautiful. So that's my pink dragon variegated, and that's one of my new ones which has rooted first. It's got some really good roots on it. So stop getting distracted, this is what I always do. So these are my new ones, and like I said, they're just rooting, but I've got some more. So I'm going to show you now what they are, what they're called, and tell you a little bit about them. So first up we have this beauty. This is huge. The thing is, when you buy from the UK, obviously I get to have the roots, so they come completely fully rooted, which is just a lot less hassle for me. I don't have to worry about them rooting and what they're doing. I can literally pot these straight on to a nice gritty mix and just leave them there, and they're going to be happy, and they've already got that, you know, full root system, so I don't have to worry about them then depleting, maybe rotting. It's just, yeah, a lot less hassle. It's just they don't always look quite as colourful, and I will talk about that a bit more at the end of the haul, because it's quite important and it's something that not everyone's probably aware of with regards to succulents. Anyway, this beauty is pearlberry. And I was really drawn to the chunkiness of the leaves. It's just, yeah, a really, really chunky plant. I have actually taken some leaves off the bottom to propagate it. I try and do that on any plants I can when I first get them, to make sure I've got kind of a backup and insurance policy if anything was to happen to them. And it's also good to have 2, 3 of your plant to make sure, yeah, you've got a backup. So that's pearlberry. She's a lot bigger than I thought. When I buy from this seller, her prices are really good and her plant sizes are really, really generous. So yeah, really happy with this one. It's really nice and thick. I'm intrigued to see what colours it will change into over the seasons. So I keep trying to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about colours at the end. Let's continue with the haul. And this one is Grand Shoes. It's also, you'll see that it's quite chunky, and I do love a pointy tip to a succulent. It's really, yeah, really pretty with the pink tips there. So again, I'm really excited to see what colours it changes into. It's a really good sized plant, and it's got a root system. So very happy with that one. Grand Shoes, and I think I've managed to take about 4 leaves off that. So even with the leaves removed, it's still a really good size. And this is Picasso. So this is actually a double head, and I just love anything with a really dark pointy tip, and that definitely has those, and it's really a beautiful plant. So yeah, Picasso, and it's a double head one, so very happy with that. Next up we've got Sweet Love, which is a Pachiveria cross, I believe. I usually just go for Echeverias, but I do love a Pachiveria. I love how chunky they are. And this one actually is kind of buy one get one free, so really kind of her. Sent me 2 heads. So yeah, I really like this one. It's one that goes really beautiful colours. So again, in the in the sun in different conditions. I'm really intrigued to see what this looks like, and I've managed to get quite a few leaves off this to propagate it, because I think this would look really good in outside arrangements just with a pop of colour, and I think it probably does grow quite tall looking at it, really compact and really tall, so that would be really, really beautiful to have outside in some arrangements. And next up is a variegated one, and this is one which I usually do import from overseas. They come really, really beautiful, really big, really luscious, really, yeah, just look amazing. This one is called Succulent, if that's how you pronounce it. However, when I packaged this one, I wasn't overly, not happy with it, but overly convinced that it looked very healthy. The tips were pointing downwards. So all of them were pointing completely down, which means it's not getting enough light, which obviously will happen this time of year. It's winter at the minute, so we don't get huge amounts of daylight. It's been very miserable and grey. So yes, on days like that, what plants do is they lower their leaves down to increase the surface area of the leaf, so then they're able to try and get more light when it is present. So this one to me looks a bit light depleted. However, that could be because it's been packaged and sitting in a box. Or it could just be where it is in the greenhouse, or it just could be a very light thirsty plant. So the reason I wanted to buy this is because everyone I've had imported has rotted. It's usually when they've rotted before I've actually watered them, so it's just, I think they are quite a fussy plant to maybe root and get established, and maybe they don't like being shipped. So this one is my last chance with it. If this one doesn't make it, I'm not going to buy this plant anymore. I've probably had about 6 of them, and they've just rotted off one by one. It's one of those plants, a bit like a Compton. You don't know it's rotted until it's dead. So yeah, it's never very easy to tell when something is wrong, basically. So yeah, it came really pointing down. It has started to perk up already. These leaves were quite droopy and pointing down. They're very firm. There's nothing wrong with the plant, but yeah, they just look very thirsty. So already just having it sitting on this little table here in my greenhouse with the light coming through the door, is already starting to perk up, so I'm feeling positive. I've had a few leaves kind of go crispy and dry out, one near the top, which always concerns me a bit, but it's probably just me being very, very negative. So let's be positive, let's have a good mindset, and this plant will survive. So this is my only variegated one, but yeah, it's a absolute beauty, and once those leaves all come out, it does look really thick. It looks, obviously not look, oh my goodness, I just dropped some plants. It looks a little bit like this one. Well, that was a terrifying experience. I'd like to just let you know these are all fine. They've just had a little bit of a rejig because I decided to drop the tray. Obviously this is so heavy, and this was over there, so I took this one away and the tray just went flying. But all is well, no one's injured, you'd be pleased to know. So anyway, next plant. So although I have a fair few plants, I still have a wish list, and the wish list never really stops. There's always something being added to it. If I see something on Instagram, I add it to my wish list, and this is one that's been on my wish list for a while. So this is Black Bear, and it's stunning. If you watch my channel regularly, you'll know that I really like a dark Echeveria, especially chunky leaves, especially spiky tips. It's just gorgeous, and we have got 4 heads, so I'm absolutely over the moon with this. This wasn't actually advertised on the website. It's something that I saw her have on her Facebook sale a while ago, and she only had one off and it went really quickly. So I thought I'd just message her and just see if she has any spares, and she did. So if you don't ask, you do not get. So it's really healthy. It's got a huge root system there. It's got these 3 heads. I have propagated a little bit. I've taken a couple of leaves off, not too many, but it's gorgeous. It's so dark. Beautiful. So Black Bear is one I can finally tick off my wish list. So there are all the plants from that cellar. I just wanted to show you another 2 which I got over Christmas. I just went to a garden centre and I saw this one. I have already got this. So this is Thriller Pearl, which is a mutated form of Lilacina, but I've got a really big one which I head chopped last year, and it's okay, it's doing okay. It's rerooting, and I've got loads of pups on the stem, but they're all really crammed together, so I just don't know how well they're going to do. But this was really cheap for what it was, and it came with a really cute little pot, so I thought, I really like small Echeverias. My other one is really big, so it might be that I sell the bigger one on and just keep this, we'll see. But yeah, Thriller Pearl, it's really unusual. It's got that mutated leaf shape. underneath there, and it's, you've got the beautiful farina on it, and it's really lovely. And I hate to contradict myself because I've just said I like small echeverias, but then next one is this one, and it's huge. But this is Madiba or Madiba, however you pronounce it, and it's just something I've always loved. I've already got two, so I really didn't need this, but like I say, it was just in a local garden centre, and it's got a really gorgeous root system. It's so healthy and it's beautiful. So I was thinking of having this outside and just testing it out through the season to see how much it grows. I just love the structure of the leaves. They're like, it's a little bit like a fantastic fountain where they grow and they kind of, I suppose, just tip downwards like some kind of waterfall, and the tips are really pointy pink, and it's just gorgeous. I love it. It's one of my favourites, and I've got another two. I'll just show you them. So this is one of them, and this is actually a carunculed version, so you can see the bumps on the leaves there, and I absolutely love it. Obviously it's very thirsty. It hasn't had water since October time, so yeah, really thirsty, poor little thing, but the bumps are gorgeous on it. I just love the shape though, and when it's a bit more full and has had some water, it just looks so beautiful. I love the structure of this. So that's one of them I already had. So the one I just mentioned didn't come with caruncles, and they grew randomly, and then this one did come with caruncles, but they disappeared. So very strange. I just, sometimes with caruncles, like a raindrop and a heart's delight and any plant like that, they do come and go depending on light conditions. So this is another big one, but yeah, I'm hoping the caruncles will come back. Usually on something like this, I don't know if they do, but we will see. Raindrops do come and go. Actually, my raindrop looks better than ever at the minute, which is very bizarre because we have very little light, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, that's Madiba or Madiba. So they are the new succulents. I hope you like them. I love them. I love anything that's new. I just feel like it brings back the passion and the excitement of the hobby. At the minute, really, all I'm doing is just kind of coming out here to check on them, make sure they're alive, and then running back in because it's so cold. But I've got lots of different things going on throughout the week, which I try and do. I'm doing lots of experiments with seedlings. So if that's something you're interested in succulents and everything about them, then please do subscribe to my channel. I have lots of different videos every week, and I do a monthly kind of greenhouse diaries to show what I'm up to and what's been going on really. So if that's of interest, please do subscribe, and if you ever have any questions, please ask away. I love to hear from you. If you're buying your succulents locally and they come fully rooted like mine have, and it is kind of the dormancy season at the minute for you, then you can still put them into a pot and a mix. The mix just needs to be bone dry, so I make sure I dry my soil out completely. I can't really do that outside in the minute, so I do take some soil in and put it on the radiators in like a little tub to dry it out, and then I just mix it with a really good lot of grit. So I do 50% grit, 50% compost, or sometimes I'll do kind of 40% compost and then a 30-30 with molar clay and grit, and that just makes a really good substrate, which is well draining, and it's got the minerals and nutrients in there that they need, but it just needs to be completely bone dry, because if your succulents aren't growing, they do not need moisture. That is a big alarm for rot. So just a top tip, if you are buying anything now, you can do that, or you can just sit them on a tray like I have done with my other ones and just wait until spring to put them on. It's not an issue either way, it's just down to personal preference. Just to talk about a few things I've mentioned. Firstly, I haven't ordered from the UK in a couple of years. I used to order from this seller all the time. This is the only seller I'd buy from. She is amazing. She does all sorts of shows and things now, and she's brilliant. She's been doing this hobby for, I don't know, 20, 30 years. And yeah, I've kind of always just trusted her with succulents and buying from her. She's always been amazing with any advice, anything we ask. She runs Facebook groups, and she's just, yeah, an absolute expert in this hobby. So I love buying from her. I think I love to support her because I think what she does is amazing. And her succulents are always so healthy. They are quite big, as you can see. They're really, really decent size. And she grows it all in the UK herself. And that's something I really, really support her, because she grows in the UK and everything is grown from leaf prop, seeds. Yeah, and obviously a lot of love and care goes into it. And I know the love behind it. So yeah, if I could spend my money on something like that, then I will. So the reason I haven't bought from the UK recently is not because of anything to do with the sellers or anything like that. It's just because I've just been doing 2 orders a year, both just explant orders or from Changi, so they're kind of harder to get hold of succulents, and I just wanted a little bit more, just something different. I wanted some different ones which maybe you can't get in the UK. I'm really happy to order from the UK again. Obviously everything's fully rooted, which is amazing. It's a lot less hassle and stress for me. The plants are really healthy. The only thing I would say is they are not as colourful, and that's because this seller looks after her plants. I don't want to say things out of turn, but she obviously gives them the light levels they need, the water they need, the soil nutrients they need, and a happy succulent is actually very green, especially in Echeveria. So if that is their base colour and they are green, it's because they're very happy. So they show colours when they are stressed. So if they're getting too much light or not enough, that will stress them, and it can turn these gorgeous colours you see, the pinks, the oranges, the purples, the really dark colours. A lot of that is because of stress. That can also be to do with the substrate they sit in. So if they are in a very, very gritty mix, and when they get water, they only get a small amount because it kind of just drips straight through the mix, then that will stress them out as well. So some of mine haven't had water since October because I can't water them. They're dormant at the minute. So if I was to put water in the pot, the roots aren't awake, so they wouldn't drink it up and they would just sit there and it would cause them to rot. So mine are stressed at the minute, and that's obviously because of the season. So I'll show you a Luella actually in a minute, because I can see that looking very pink at the minute. So there's a lot to do with stress levels and colours behind succulents. So when you import them and they are beautiful colours, or they've just been imported in the country and you buy them as a non-rooted cutting, just be aware that they're not always going to stay the colour that you're buying them as. So the ones I've just shown you, which I bought from Explant, are sitting there just rooting. They might not all stay that colour, just because of the different conditions really. So yeah, a lot of it is, like I say, lighting, soil, watering, and the substrate they're in as well. So it's just interesting, and I think I'm going to do a separate video on that as well, just to explain in a bit more depth about it, and maybe do some kind of comparisons between two different ones living in completely different conditions and see what happens to them. That might be quite interesting. But thank you for watching today. If you've enjoyed the haul, please do give the video a like. I really appreciate it. It does a lot for my channel. If you have any questions, please let me know as always in the comments. I love hearing from you, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.